This week on Amazingly Terrible, we are watching Blackstar, Episode 5, The Quest.
Take that, Skeletor.
I think you might have gotten the wrong episode.
Yeah, I was not prepared today.
That's okay.
Amazingly Terrible, the podcast that is prepared and professional.
My name's Adam.
My name is Matt.
I'm Mike.
And I've been David.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Good night.
Yeah, bail now, listeners. Get out while you can.
We're a prepared and professional podcast. Listen to Amazingly Terrible. The late night show is an entirely different show from the morning show.
Yeah. We have a whole different sound effects suite that we use in the evenings.
Yeah, we put a lot more dripping noises in the evening.
Oh, Jesus, you got... Why does he always come up? I'm pretty sure he would do it himself. I think he would, make the sound effect himself. That sounds like a thrush.
Thrush.
I don't know. It's a whippoorwill.
Let's get into it. Let's get into some Blackstar.
Let's do it. Let's get inside of that Blackstar.
Oh, man. Okay, I'm going to do my very best
Too hot.
off the cuff and see how it goes. No research on Blackstar. We're coming into this cold. Listeners, you're going to come into it cold, and you're going to leave with a warm feeling right around your Blackstar area.
That then gets cold as, the air hits it. And it starts to rise to room temperature. Yeah.
Blackstar is the premise is explained to us in the opening cinematic, and it explains that Blackstar is a pilot from Earth, but that doesn't matter because it never comes up again. And he was sucked into a black hole and sent to a parallel dimension. And in that parallel dimension, he lands on a planet whose name I forget. It's not important. It's not in any way necessary to know the exact name of anything. And he is watched over. He becomes the ally of the Trobbits.
Planet Sagar.
Planet Sagar.
S-A-G-A-R. Sagar.
He's watched. He becomes the ally of the Trobbits, and they do a shot that is clearly Snow White and the Seven Dwarves, with these Trobbits lined up along the long body of John Blackstar.
Yes,
and they are
as
the
he's
most
sleeping, like Sleeping Beauty, basically.
They're like pink Smurfs.
Yeah. They are looking at their faces as we pan across them. It's like going through the uncanny valley. You go up this where it gets better and better and better. Then it hits a tipping point, and it's terrible.
Oh yeah, and it gets way back down.
Yeah, and then the last one, you're like, it's okay. They got close enough. Okay. We're going back up the valley.
So one of my favorite parts about this is we go immediately from the astronaut going through the black hole in his proper spacesuits inside a spacecraft of some type, straight to the planet where it seems like he's being nursed back to health by these
dwarfs,
gnomes,
these 7 gnome dwarf hobbit things.
They're hot pink for some reason.
And if you look very carefully, you'll notice that John Blackstar is actually shirtless with a gold chain on now.
Yes,
and not inside of his asteroid anymore.
Well,
so these Trobbits had to disrobe him and put him into more appropriate regalia for their setting.
It's par for the course. But that's par for the course, because this is a sword and sorcery cartoon. And in the manner of John Carter of Mars, because of that, all of his modern clothes were destroyed, and he's given appropriate attire, which is a fur loincloth. So he's dressed like... Yeah, he's dressed like... Yeah, he's dressed like Conan. Once we reach the end of the credits, we start a pan over what is some of the worst, most poorly drawn backgrounds I've ever seen.
My God.
The style of this cartoon is the most janky garbage pile of terrible transitions, canned run animations, and just miserable, weird angles.
Yeah.
Everything about bad cartoons in my childhood, this is like the manifestation of every horrible cartoon animation.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But it feels like they're trying so hard.
Oh,
no, it really does. It really does.
Well, somebody really cares about Blackstar. Like, someone deeply cares about it. Not enough to make it good, but they care that they want to make it look cool.
Like, this was almost like Thundar and the Barbarian a little, but Thundar the Barbarian had a lot better story and pacing.
Yes.
Similarly crappy drawings, but like the background drawings I don't think were quite as bad.
I feel like this is on par with Planet of the Apes.
Yes. And I was going to say that a little bit later. This is on par with Planet of the Apes because of the pacing issues they have. They basically spent like the first 20 minutes, or I'm sorry, first like 15 minutes of the cartoon with like maybe 5 minutes worth of plot. And then they jammed 20 minutes worth of plot in the last 5 minutes of this thing.
Well, I feel like this is the one where they're like, hey, this one's about the Trobits, right? This one's really going to be about the Trobits. And
I don't know. I think they're all about the Trobits, to be perfectly honest with you.
Well, they're just like the Snarfs. They basically exist to get into trouble and drive the plot.
Yes.
Exactly.
They're Snarfs. It's all Snarfs all the way down.
Snarfs.
Just Snarfs to the center of the earth. At any rate, we open on the Trobits. Half of them are fishing, and it is not important to know the Trobits apart particularly, except that they all have one oversized deformity that marks them.
That marks them, yeah. Would it be important for us to note the one big plot point, the titular Blackstar? Did you already mention that? And I missed it.
What about him?
Well, no, the titular Blackstar is the
his swords, yeah.
Yeah, and the two swords there was a artifact called the Black Star that got split in two.
It's the power swords. It's the Power Star, I believe.
I'm sorry, Power Star.
Yeah.
Yeah, the main bad guy has one half, and Black Star has the other half.
Yeah, they split into the Power Sword and the Star Sword. See, it's like a mathematical equation where the two swords eliminate each other and just becomes Power Star.
Yes.
Well, it's also a really reoccurring trope for these types of cartoons, because for He-Man, like the He-Man and Skeletor sword in the toys would snap together into one sword.
Oh yeah.
And then there's Goltar and the Golden Lance, who his lance separated into two swords.
It's a play factor thing, I feel like, or like a very cheap way to give both your characters the same mold for the weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the lance was a little bit different because it was part of a set. You had the shield and the lance.
Crazy.
The lance broke into two, but then you had the shield that like made the person who had the shield and the lance completely invulnerable.
I have to say, I do kind of like the way that they use these lighting effects and overlay that on top of the cell animation.
Where they like sort of, I mean, like I said, somebody cares about it. Like the opening animation is quite well done. I think for somebody this was a labor of love. At any rate, we find the Trobits fishing, and they are immediately attacked by a sea monster out of nowhere.
It's really hard to tell scale. It feels like the sea serpent could just be like the size of an eel.
Yes.
I mean, it doesn't help that their boat looks like it's made out of popsicle sticks.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really hard to tell how big this thing is, but the few times we see him compared to Blackstar, it's enormous. Anyway, this thing attacks them. It knocks off half the boat. Blackstar on Warlock, which is his flying horse dragon, come in, and then the other Trobits follow up on some sort of hot air balloon contraption, except for the one Trobit that can fly with its Dumbo ears. And they come and they lower a rope ladder down, and the Trobits start climbing up the rope ladder, all except poor Pulio.
So, as soon as Pulio fell off, he was the one that also caught the serpent. My immediate thought was, hey, Blackstar, maybe you just gotta let one go.
Yeah. This one seems to be the weak link.
It might be better for like the entire group if maybe you let one go.
I was thinking we were going to get a capture story where Pulio's captured.
and then Blackstar's gonna have to go and save him.
I guess.
Okay.
Evil Overlord.
I guess maybe, but don't worry. There's no plot yet. There shan't be plot for a good while.
Just some beautiful sound effects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At any rate, all of this is observed via the closed caption reflective head of one of the many unnamed servants of the Overlord. And the Overlord looks like he was a knockoff of a Jack Kirby design. He's amazing looking.
He's Galactus.
Yeah. He's Galactus, a miniature Galactus, basically.
He's a mini Galactus with the same face. And we do these extreme close-ups of his face. And he'll talk, and the entire screen will move. It's beautiful. Anyway, we cut back to the weird treehouse that apparently this group of multiple marriage aficionados, poly aficionados, live in. And they are bathing in a hot tub that's fueled by the flame on one of their heads. And trying to convince Pulio to get into it to feel better.
Yeah, one of them just has an eternal flame coming out of the top of his skull.
Yeah.
That was his deformity.
And they're all, like, creepily relaxing.
It begged the question, did they actually make a lighter for kids that they sold?
Yeah.
That'd make a pretty good candle holder.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the other ones were. They were all candles. You could buy the whole set of candles.
I guess this isn't as creepy as, like, when there's the cartoons where there's, like, a chicken eating a fried chicken drumstick or something like that, where it's, like, you see, like, active cannibalism. This is just them relaxing by, the flame of one of their heads.
Right. Yeah, they're not eating each other yet.
Yeah.
Although this bunch of fucking freak shows, I bet at least two of them are into it. A couple more little vor freaks.
Is this going to have to stay on the list so we can find out?
I think
let's not ruin the
ending.
ending.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pulio is very sick. He collapses, and they set out to try to solve this problem. And they solve this problem by going to Papa Smurf, who is missing the bottom half of his he's missing the bottom half of his beard, and he builds some sort of special potion that will heal them, hopefully heal him. And he reads how to do it, concocts the potion, and they test it and give it to him before turning the page to reveal that it doesn't work on this kind of poisoning.
Yeah, specifically this poisoning it will not work on. Yeah.
Well, first they test it by giving it to the guy with the flame on his head.
Yeah.
And the jerk drinks all of the poison.
He drinks the whole fucking vial,
And promptly turns completely blue.
The entire cylinder, he just drinks the whole thing.
Not a problem, though, because they seem to just get more of it.
Yeah.
Of course.
It was they had more than they had made off screen, basically.
like a cooking show?
And here's a poison cure that I prepared earlier.
Right, exactly.
Yep.
But he's suffering from the poison of the pond, which like they knew about this like deadly poison that existed in this pond, and that's just their fishing hole. That's where they go to like.
Well, yeah.
They're
sometimes
freaks.
you gotta go to the dangerous place to get the good food.
Yeah.
Right.
It's fish from the shore.
When you go to that really good like pizza place that's in that neighborhood that you got to go through.
No, it would be like going to that pizza place that's got the health violations.
Right.
But it's damn good pizza.
But it's good pizza. You just have to make sure, you're not going to be doing anything the next 2 days because you're going to be on the can.
Yeah, it's a weekend defining pizza.
Those are not olives.
At any rate,
those are rat eyeballs.
They explain to Blackstar and his weird freak show buddy clone. Pulio is sick, so Blackstar and Pulio, and this is where we start things start happening quite quickly after this point. They decide that they're going to get something called the Jewel of Health or the Health Jewel or something that will cure any illness. So they set off on Warlock and have, through a series of very of silly obstacles, they eventually get to a city in the desert filled with the desert dwellers.
And this is where they start using the scene transition animation way too much.
Right, yeah. They're really snapping through these.
Well, once they get to the city dwellers, this is actually where it kind of speeds up a bit. But, like, the travel to the city dwellers, I would still argue, is, like, a little bit slow. Then, like, the first battle with the desert dwellers is a little bit slow. And then as soon as the Green Knight shows up, that's when it's like, okay,
things start
everything's
kicking.
happening all at once.
Well, we're ramping up to it. Anyway, the desert dwellers look like if ElfQuest had featured people who live in Brooklyn. Like, just a bunch of middle-aged, mustached elves with enormous ears.
I like that. I like that a lot, actually. Bunch of hipster Brooklynites.
I think I just developed my next artistic property.
Nice.
Are you gonna just start elfinizing all the Brooklyners you see?
All the Brooklynites, all the middle-aged men with mullets and mustaches.
Or
are you gonna take?
I'm just picturing also like all of the ElfQuest characters sitting around a bonfire drinking Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Or that's what I was going to say, is you take all of the old pictures that you drew of elves and then morph them into someone who would be in Brooklyn.
Yeah, I drew a lot of elves.
Did you?
Yeah. Yeah. The desert dwellers definitely have the gems, but they're also definitely under attack by gargoyles. And we engage in a very low stakes and low contact war scene in which the only person who's in any way combat effective is Blackstar.
Yeah. They're attacked by these pink gargoyles. And first off, they have the single golden healing stone on a pedestal in the back.
Yeah, just
they're all
out.
sitting down to eat dinner. Yeah, just hanging out. And then all of these gargoyles start a frontal assault, just like barraging their stronghold. Yet somehow Blackstar and his buddy Clone are able to get in on their dragon warlock just through the back door. I'm just like, oh hey, we're gonna help. We're here.
And it's really convenient timing.
I think I know why they had it out though. Like if you had a stone that essentially like cured all illnesses, like we think, oh, you'd get it out when you're sick. Like no, you would use it all the time.
Yeah.
It would be
everybody be touching it all the time.
Yeah, it'd be like that machine in Blade Runner that they use to just dial up different moods. And they're like, oh, I feel like a 137 today. You would just be doing that constantly.
Just be like, I need to be as healthy as possible every second of my life. Rub.
Yeah. I'm feeling slightly tired. I just had a bad thought. Just cure it every single time.
Damn it, I stubbed my toe on this fucking magic gem.
Right.
Do you think they're curing fatigue and never sleeping?
Oh, wouldn't you? They're constantly like taking down levels of exhaustion. Anyway, he and his allies working together managed to drive off the gargoyles.
This is where we see the shape-changing ability of the droid fuckboy, and I have so many questions.
The drow fuckboy is distressing.
Yeah.
He turns into a clay golem and just starts like picking pieces of himself off and throwing it at the gargoyles.
Yeah.
So when he changes back, is he just missing huge chunks of his torso?
No.
Yeah. Or did he pick those up? Or was it like as he was pulling parts of him off and he threw them at him, they were turning into like his body parts? Like he threw the clay and like in midair changes it into a hand. Yeah.
No, this is how he poos.
I did like...
This is how he goes to the bathroom. Oh. He like pulls his stuff up to the surface and throws it like a monkey.
Nice.
That's the kind of control he has.
The fact that like he walks in and he's like, gargoyles. You know what? I'm going to change into a clay golem. That's what will be gargoyles.
Yeah.
That's what gargoyles hate.
Like he's playing paper, rock, scissors here. Yeah. He's like, I got to be a lightning type to take out these water types. I have no idea if that's true. I have no idea what those types do.
think it's more like the water type takes out the lightning type, maybe?
I don't.
Fire and ice. I think
Do you
are
think
the
it's
best
like?
ones to go
Do you
for.
think they're like horoscopes? These are like what happens when Pokemon's date and stuff.
Oh, I'm
like,
an ice
they're
type.
saying it's compatible in
We're
some
incompatible.
fashion.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not compatible. Yeah.
See, I like to think of it more along the lines of that old horrible TV pilot that we mention every now and again, where it's like the mutants have taken over the entire planet, and there's only one single city that survived. And every character has a gem embedded into their chest, and the gem color dictates who they can have sex with.
Nice.
Otherwise, they'll like create some sort of mutagen disease. And there's like one character that's the giant mutant that's been
half mutant.
The giant half mutant that's like working for the humans.
David,
that's got a black gem.
David
knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
He remembers this.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
David's pretending
I think
like
you
he
and I
hasn't
were the two
watched every
people that saw
episode.
it. No, there was only one episode. It was one pilot.
There might have been like 3.
Okay. Well, I think there was a pilot they broke into.
David, why don't you just tell us about it? Adam, just
Yeah.
Well,
David, give us the
back.
list of actors.
Well, Will from Will and Grace was in it. I know that much.
oh.
Oh wow.
He played a clone of himself.
TV.com went down, so I don't know what that show is anymore.
I'm going to say it was Mutant City X.
At any rate, at this point, the Desert Dwellers are ready to give up the gem to allow Blackstar to take it back to heal his friend. But the Emerald Knight shows up. This guy looks badass. He's riding a dragon. He's got a huge jade lance, and he's completely green in green armor.
Yeah.
If we could just pause at 10:52 and just look at the face of Clone there.
Of Clone?
Yeah.
For listeners, he has a euphoric expression.
Oh, yeah.
In the
Holy
scene
cow.
between this, someone pounded his Blackstar in
Yes.
such a way.
He just, yeah.
Yeah.
He's
That is
distressingly
the face of
happy.
euphoria.
Yeah.
Distressingly happy, yes.
Staring at John.
That is
Staring at John
that is a
Blackstar,
shit-eating grin right there if I've ever seen one.
At any rate, Emerald Knight uses telekinesis or lightning power or something, it doesn't matter, to suck the gem up and then traps our Desert Dwellers and Blackstar and Clone in a shrinking, contracting wall of force, which is represented by glowing orange lines.
It kind of looks like a fire cage, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, the menace in the Emerald Knight's voice when he says "shrinking energy cage" just made me laugh so much. It's so much overacting for such a dumb line.
Yes.
That's the only time someone has said shrinking with such relish.
The energy cage has paralyzed us. Correction. Shrinking energy cage.
But that's okay, because we're about to introduce a new character. And this is Maru, the sorceress, who suddenly appears out of nowhere.
Mara. Yeah.
She flies into the scene, and using her sorcery powers, she breaks open the force cage, and John Blackstar hops out and promptly says, "Okay, we're going to the Warlord's castle, the Overlord's
No, that's
castle."
not what he says.
No, my favorite part, before we got to that bit, though, my favorite part was she gets in there with her, like, Deus Ex Machina powers to be able to do whatever she wants to do. And she says, "Oh no, the force cage is too strong. I just can't do it." And she's only able to achieve it through a pep talk from John Blackstar.
Yeah.
Of him saying, "Yes, yeah, you can. I know you can."
He's really being a cheerleader. But when he gets out, he says, "That's what I call a tight squeeze."
He does. There's
Nothing
a horrific
Blackstar
moment.
ever says is appropriate to the situation.
Not at all.
Boy.
Not at all.
It's distressing.
Yeah.
It's also distressing because someone really likes Maru. One of the artists really likes to draw her.
Yeah, and she does have a bit of a disturbing qualities. A few disturbing qualities. Her eyes are like way too big.
Yeah.
Her head is shaped almost like Stewie's head, almost like a football.
It's phallic. The head is phallic.
Yeah. And she's got a giant spike coming out of her forehead as part of the helmet that she's wearing. It's like a curved up spike
It's like she's
thing.
wearing like an ant's thorax that she split open and put her head inside.
Yeah. Which she might be doing. For all we know. But I was pointing that out with John Blackstar is because even though you have the female character that's very powerful, she wasn't able to win this particular event without an intervention by John Blackstar, without the intervention of a man.
Oh, John Blackstar does everything. He has every good idea. Everything that comes from him.
He has to make all the rolls.
He has to make all the rolls. Gotcha.
Right.
So
he's the only
he was
player.
doing an encouraging. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, that's fair. Everybody else is an NPC. Yeah.
Does feel that way. It does feel like this is someone's solo D&D campaign. Even to the point of he just got hold person cast on him.
Yeah.
I mean, that Emerald Knight's attack really looked like a fireball that was about to smite them, but suddenly it was only an energy gauge.
Yeah. It was the DM just looking around and being like, what did you roll again for damage?
Oh, Jesus.
Wait, I messed that up. It's not a fireball. It's a fire cage. Fire cage. Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
And it's shrinking. Yeah, it's shrinking. Yeah.
It's shrinking.
Yeah.
I spent 3 years writing this fucking thing. We're gonna play it.
I can so see that. Oh my God.
Yeah. You do kind of get attached. So at this point, they all get up onto Warlock's back. Okay, guys, I'm going to skip the scene where they melt ice over Pulio.
Okay.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah.
They all get up on...
Feel free to skip all of the Trobbit scenes.
Anything Trobbit related. The trouble in Trobberton. They all get up on Warlock's back and are flying, despite the fact that Maru was able to fly before. She doesn't seem to need this. And they go to the Overlord's
Well, she just wants
castle.
to hang out. She wants to be sandwiched between Clone and Blackstar. That's all.
She just likes that
She
position.
wanted a Clone Blackstar sandwich, and she was going to be the meat in the middle.
Yikes.
Oh God. Oh.
I had to rewind and make sure of the placement. So
Are you proud of yourself for that one?
Yeah.
no, I was actually rewinding to make sure that she was in the middle because I couldn't remember what order they were
She
in.
was. And they very deliberately put her closer to Blackstar than to Clone.
Yeah, Clone was sitting way back.
Way back.
from her.
Yeah. He's in the back seat,
Yeah. Well, she's hanging on to Blackstar's chest. Yeah.
Yeah. At any rate, they attempt to break into the Overlord's castle, but they are stopped at a massive drawbridge by the Emerald Knight. And they have a big fight.
And this is where, when I was listening to the Knight talk, I was like, is that a lady voice under all those voice filters?
And
Yeah, you were like, is this a weird boner?
hey, Doc, can you take a look at this? Is this a weird boner?
Or is it perfectly normal, Doc? You tell me. At any rate, they managed to incapacitate the Emerald Knight and take her helmet off, revealing two horrors at once. One, she's a woman, and two,
A
she's
young woman.
old.
And then she turns old.
Yes.
And three, she's an alien.
An alien, that's right.
Because what the fuck is everyone else?
Yeah, that's what I was actually thinking too. Blackstar takes the helmet off and says, "It's a young alien woman," and it's
Right.
dude, you are on a different planet. You are the fucking alien. Everybody else here is normal. You idiot.
No, he's the main character.
And also,
these guys are
so
all
what if
freaks
it's a
and
woman?
weirdos.
Are you upset that you got your ass kicked by a lady in armor? Is that the problem?
At any rate, she had made a deal with the Overlord where his magic kept her young, and then we get to slowly see her age. And Blackstar's reaction is it's like a split second.
Yeah.
The look of revulsion and horror on his face.
Yeah. Now you're an old woman.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
He's like, wait a minute, the magic's in your helmet? So you can never take off your helmet?
Go hide. I'll be back for you.
Oh, God.
Yuck.
Inappropriate.
That's crude.
That's literally what he says.
I love it.
They go into the castle, and he immediately sends Warlock away. His 9-foot tall dragon fire breathing mount.
He's like, Warlock, you're going to be too effective here. Go home.
Right. It's too hard to explain why you're here.
Yeah. And as soon as he flies off, the drawbridge goes up. But then in the next scene, the drawbridge is back down. Continuity problems.
Oh, they're not going to pay for an up drawbridge. At this point, we get the reveal of the Overlord speaking that it's all been a trap, and his guards rush out to capture our hapless crew.
His guards who look like gargoyles who have had their wings and tails removed.
Yeah, everybody's weirdly pink in this show. Everything's...
The bad guys have beaks for some reason.
Yeah, they're all bird people. Anyway, Blackstar quickly dispatches them, but he runs off anyway. And he and a group cut through a wall and hide. They have a conversation about where they're going to find the health stone. Where is it being kept? And he says, "I know exactly where it is. We have to go to the Overlord's throne room."
Yeah, I do love the fact that he basically cuts into what looks like a stone wall, and it like kicks a hole into it, and then like goes into a back room. And the back room looks like it's behind the set, like it looks like it's behind the scenes.
Yeah, it does.
Because it's like all these frozen pipes and like weird equipment that doesn't look like it's appropriate in a castle. And I'm assuming it's supposed to be like the refrigeration unit because the castle's supposed to be made of ice or something. But it's still hilarious to me the fact that they got into the behind the scenes of Disneyland to have this conversation.
Yeah, they're definitely like in a freezer or something, and there is like technology behind them, like
there's like NASA
blinking
control
buttons
room,
yeah,
consoles.
They're definitely in the mainframe.
And this is actually when I noticed that Clone seems to be a little bit pouty. And like going back through and looking at it, he seems to be a little pouty as soon as Mara shows up. He's always kind of like a little like frowny face with like a little bit of like his lips sticking out a little bit. So,
yeah,
I think he was expecting this to be a boys' weekend, and then he's like, "What is she doing here?"
She always shows up.
Blackstar. We never get a chance to just hang out together anymore.
Yeah, not since you and she.
Remember the time back at camp? I think about it all the time, Blackstar.
Oh no. Oh, poor Clone. That's terrible. I'm sad for him.
But Clone can be anybody. Even 5 clones. All connected by a strand of hair.
It makes sense.
So, to cheer up Clone, Blackstar makes a plan that features him where they pretend to be captured, and then Clone disguises himself as one of the guards, and that's how they get into the throne chamber of the Overlord. And then as soon as they're there, they give up that ruse. Like, they spend no time pretending.
I did like this particular henchman of the bad guy, though. What's his name again?
Oh, the two-headed dragon?
Evil Or. The two-headed dragon that talks. Like the two-headed essentially talking dragon.
Yeah. And he was like he was narrating what was happening the whole time. And
exactly.
He's like, "Oh no!" And Clone was the guard, and oh no, now he's hitting me. Oh no, he's tied me up.
Now my necks are tied together.
Yeah, it really sounds like he's reading.
Yeah. He got a copy of the script.
Well, this was the producer that really wanted to be in the show, so he's just like, "Yeah, give me the script. I can do voice acting."
Right. You don't understand. There is no script, so he just riffed it, and this is what he riffed.
He's like, "Don't worry, guys. I wrote something down in the bathroom right before coming in here. Hold on. I got 5 sticky notes all stuck together."
At any rate, we have a massive sword fight between Blackstar and the Overlord, in which, not very much happens, but there's a lot of clashing of weapons. Meanwhile, Clone and Maru just basically do nothing. At a certain point, he tricks the Overlord and goads him into attacking him, and the Overlord falls down, at which point they steal the health crystal and run off.
Yeah.
They blast a hole through a priceless glass window, destroying a beautiful stained glass masterpiece.
Yeah. That's really what the entire castle was built around, was that one stained glass window.
It really brought the room together.
It brought the whole castle together.
You know, you'd go in there and you'd look around and everything was bathed in an evil red light, and you'd be like, yes, this is what this was all about.
Yeah.
At any rate, they jump out of off the edge of the castle, and they are caught by the Emerald Knight on the back of Warlock. And this is one of the most amazing moments I think I've ever experienced. She decides to explain her actions and promptly breaks the fifth wall, like, again, like the producer that they brought into the show, but he can't act. She looks directly at the camera, and she says, I want to make amends for the terrible things I've done.
This is my entire character arc. Listen to it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. How the hell does an animated character look at the camera?
Why is she talking to us? Like she's like explaining to us like we're stupid. Like she's condescending to us. Hey, stupid. I'm trying to make amends here. Do you get it?
I'm trying to make amends for really nothing that you know about, because all you did was see me fight Blackstar once. So, but trust me, there was a lot of baby eating back in the day. I've been around for hundreds of thousands of years.
Yeah. That was the other part of the curse that I didn't talk about.
Yeah, I had to eat a baby every day.
But John Blackstar gives the biggest "that's my fetish" smile that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And he's like, amends? You'll do anything I want? He fucking loves it.
Yeah.
Basically, after this point, everything after this is cleanup.
Yeah.
Blackstar promptly heals Pulio.
Well, he gives the stone to Papa Smurf, and Papa Smurf runs over to Pulio and puts it on his crotch, and they all sit around while Pulio starts to glow, and it gets like a really like weird sly grin on his face.
Yeah, satisfied
Then
smile.
Then they just take the stone away from him, and Blackstar basically says, "Oh, I have to return this. I'm going back to the desert people."
So you're saying this whole episode, this is like how they've decided as a quadruple to gratify Pulio. He can't come unless he gets sick, is saved by someone outside the relationship, and all his friends watch him.
That's exactly what it is. What they don't tell you is that the pond poison is actually a Travit for blue balls. So,
This is why marriage should be defined as one man and one woman. As soon as you have multiple people in there, it starts getting real weird. Gets weird fast, you know?
Yeah. That's what.
That specifically, that sold me.
This particular scenario, that's the reason why.
I knew it.
About returning the stone to the desert people. When he borrows it, he says, I'll return the stone before 6 moons have passed. That's like 5 months. How far away is
Yeah. He's like, I'm going to go cure everybody.
Pulio has like the super high fever. He probably died like 3 weeks before they got to the desert town.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, if this actually
It's going to be like a month away.
Long. Well, that's the reason why when they cured Pulio, he just sort of smiled like meekly or like slyly. It's because he's actually brain dead. He just
yeah, he's a burnt out husk inside.
Yeah, like he's smiling because he saw like a pretty flower off in the distance. He doesn't say anything. He doesn't interact with anybody else. He just smiles. That's pretty much it. So,
and then he explains that the Emerald Knight is going to go live with the desert people, and he then sets off to take the stone back. I guess, and then we get our credits. They are pretty boring.
Did we get our idiots laughing at nothing?
They did get our idiots now laughing at nothing at the very end.
Good. God, I just need to make sure we actually got that because.
Or I mean, I didn't talk about it, but it is how this episode ends in the perfect way imaginable.
Well, in classic tradition of cartoons of this era.
Why don't we end our episodes laughing at nothing? We should.
I'm pretty sure we do.
Do we?
I'm pretty sure we do laugh at nothing.
But no, do we?
That's what our listeners have told us.
It doesn't fade to nothing while we're laughing though.
Well,
Oh, you want us to do that?
We don't
You want
laugh
us to do
that
that
much.
this episode?
No, we just have to laugh until David fades us out.
That's kind of like, that's profound, Mike. That's like a metaphor for life, you know?
Usually we end the episode on like a final joke, which it ends with all of us laughing. So
All right. Well, I want to laugh until it gets to the awkward stage.
okay. Well, then you have to hold the laugh. You have
Done.
to keep laughing past it's
Yeah.
at the point where it's awkward. So we're just gonna do that.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
You're just going to hold the laugh button down.
Yes. That's how Batman laughs in Teen Titans Go.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it literally is like that. It's like,
Love it.
It's hilarious. I love it.
Gentlemen, what did we think of this beautiful, beautiful masterpiece?
Amazing. I wanted to watch all of it. I definitely did not fall asleep 3 times while trying to watch it.
I think this is exactly.
Nor did I only watch it once before this episode. As in, I watched like 4 different 5-minute increments of this thing before coming here.
I know, it's perfect.
That definitely didn't happen.
Mike?
This is just the kind of trash that we're born to be subjected to.
I know.
This is it. This is our, stuck on the space station, forced to watch movies. This is the kind of caliber that we deserve.
Yeah. This feels like
we
you get a
don't
new
deserve
pair of
DuckTales.
underwear. Yeah, this feels like you get a new pair of underwear and you slide them on. You're like, oh, are these tailored to me? It's amazing.
And then you realize there's already a shit stain on the underwear. But since they fit so good, you're going to wear them anyways.
Right.
And you were like, this is the first time I've worn these. Where did that come from?
And then the veil drops from your eyes and you realize you haven't bought new underwear in more than 5 years.
Your life is a lie. Your whole life is a lie.
Your ability to self-care is terrible.
You look down at your inner thigh and you have a tattoo there that says, don't wear these underwear again.
P.S. Don't check the freezer.
Yeah, it's the plot of Memento.
Exactly.
David, what did you think?
Don't trust David. He's going to make you watch TV.
Yeah, don't watch TV.
I know we shouldn't watch this again.
I knew it.
This is terrible.
You've already downloaded all of them, haven't you? And you have them spliced together in a supercut for us to watch, haven't you?
You've divided it up. Yeah, you've recut each episode to be the true plot.
Well, I didn't watch this until today, so I haven't had time to do any of that.
Well, obviously,
Nice.
I love it. It's terrible. It's so bad, and it's exactly the show that I hoped we would see when we started this podcast.
Yeah, I think it literally is one of the ones we were
Now, why is
seeing.
I guess this is
was
kind
it?
of
Yeah.
related, but why are the awful episodes the shortest podcasts also?
Oh, for us? Because we want to get through it very
We
quickly?
blew
maybe?
through this
I don't
one,
know.
so we're going to have to marinate a little bit at the end.
We have to marinate a bit.
Well, we were doing this right now,
Yeah.
but we're going to have to draw it out some.
What can I say? I
Well, I
talk
don't know.
very
Right
fast
now,
when
I'm
in love.
watching videos of the Flash. So I don't know.
I'm playing Satisfactory, so.
You
I
guys.
knew it. I knew you were doing something different.
What do you mean
Damn
I was
you.
doing something different? Like doing something else?
Yeah, besides just talking and engaging with us.
I talk and engage with
I mean,
you.
okay. Wait, commercial's over.
Fucking piece of shit.
I like it. Well, I don't. Well, who cares what you don't like? I care.
Okay. Do we want to keep this episode though? Do we want to continue watching this?
Yes.
Is this worthy of our time?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, this
I don't know.
Damn
how
it!
I don't know how we can turn away.
is our defining show.
Why am I the only one that's saying no to this? God.
This is the trash that this
Oh.
was made for.
I told you not to hang on to that dignity.
In fact,
I think my biggest issue is just like the story pacing itself. The fact that like every time I tried to watch it, it kept putting me to sleep because I could not figure out like how fast they were going with the plot or how slow they were going. Like it just was all over the place for me.
Yeah, it's a train wreck. It's a traffic accident.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
But I guess it's our train wreck. We'll keep it on the list.
It's our paint peeling.
Paint chips?
It's our paint peeling.
It's our paint chips that we're eating.
Yeah.
It's our paint chips. It's making us stupider. We're getting heavy metal poisoning from this. Yeah.
Oh my.
But it tastes sweet.
It tastes so good.
That lead is just so delicious.
It tastes like love,
right.
Mommy.
Ah, mercury, sweetest of the transition metals.
So, would you let your children watch this thing there?
Oh, good God, no.
Michael and
No.
No?
No.
No?
No.
No.
No?
I don't even think I'd let my kids watch this, even if we were in the 80s. I don't even think it's a good show for the time period.
No,
Nice.
no, it's not. It's grisly. Everything
Does
is
not pass the
stolen.
Bechdel test.
Oh no, not even a little
It's awful, which is why we need to watch more of this.
Yeah.
Well, and
Everything
this
about
was
it is stolen.
1981.
Everything is ripped
So you're
off.
right, this was 80s.
Oh, we agree.
I agree. We all agree. Like, even if you look at the cover art, like, if you go to the wiki and you look at the cover art for this thing,
Yeah.
the cover art looks like it's, like, a ripoff of D&D, Crawl, like, the actual, even the font that they use looks like it's a ripoff of something else.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
It's a beautiful ripoff. But this was apparently Filmation's second fantasy television program. The first being The Freedom Force, which was a segment of Tarzan and the Super 7.
Huh.
Wow.
I have no idea what that
How
was.
interesting.
Freedom Force is it's a 1978 pre-ripoff of He-Man, it looks like.
Okay, so this begs the question. If everything seems to be ripping off of everything else, what's the original?
Shakespeare.
Conan.
Conan? Is that what all cartoons lead to Conan?
Kind of. I mean, certainly everything sword and sorcery from this period does.
I do have a question. Does anyone else think that Blackstar is half Native American?
He had strong Native American vibes.
There's some real Brave Star kind of feels in there.
Yeah.
I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah, it's the right time period.
Yeah. And apparently there is a lot of speculation among the fan community that he was Native American.
Oh my.
Oh, we don't find out?
No, you don't find out. It's just listed in the Wikipedia. It says that Blackstar's race is not specified in the series, though it is often speculated he could have Native American heritage.
Well, what's the source?
So-
Trace the source back. You can get to the.
Well, the
Come on, man. This is internet sleuthing 101.
it's saying that this kind of was anticipating Brave Star because this was Filmation, which was the same company that made Brave Star.
But when this came out significantly before Brave Star, I have to think.
Well, this came out in 1981. Brave Star was 86, so 5 years.
Oh.
Yeah. That's a lot of time in animation. Like that's the time between Transformers and G.I. Joe. Like they both occurred between those two periods.
Okay.
Spoilers.
We're going to do Blackstar again, only this time we're going to throw everything we have at it. Either make this company or break it.
Right. The way we've always wanted. We all swore an oath to uphold the Black Star.
Oh, well, you know the problem with Blackstar was they had that clone fella, and he never turned into a horse. What if we gave Brave Star a horse?
But
that he
clearly
could talk
the
to?
horse is in love with him.
Yeah, and there's like some sort of relationship. Just gotta
It's
we'll flush that out in
questionable.
post. But he's gotta be a horse. He's gotta be a man horse. He's gotta be a man horse.
Yeah.
And you gotta get the penis right.
Big old cannon on this horse. It definitely feels like that. It feels like Thundar. It feels
Yeah.
It wears its influences very loudly. The one that's weirdest is the Snow White and the Seven Dwarves. Why is that influence in there?
Yeah, that is very odd too. Like you can see where they got the Trobbits are like Smurfs because they're all pink instead of blue, and they're all men. They all got like facial hair and white hair. But the fact that they like are tied to Blackstar in such a fashion that it is like Snow White and the Seven Dwarves is a bit odd.
Well, they explicitly use that iconography. Like,
oh,
yeah.
Wait, so did Clone wake Blackstar up?
I think.
Because in the beginning he's laying there asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What we're
Clone
seeing
had to
is
give him a kiss.
He's hallucinating.
A kiss of purity.
Yeah, he's hallucinating the whole war with the Overlord, and Maru represents staying asleep, and Clone represents waking up to strange new feelings.
I like this interpretation.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect for Pride Month. By the way, we're recording this in June, so yes.
Yeah,
it's all about his own awakening, learning to know himself through the aid of several small, elderly pink men.
Distressing.
And one rather shapely, or rather
comely,
man who could be everything that he wants him to be.
Please define comely.
So, it's it's like Saturday night.
Jim Comely.
Jim Comely, exactly. He's my pastor.
What?
No.
Oh God.
What are you, Lutheran?
No, Second Revival Laser Lotus Buddhist.
Yeah.
Thank you, community. I'm gonna spoil the whole series for you.
Don't you dare.
Okay.
In this 6th episode, Space Wrecked, Blackstar was briefly reached by his former Earth girlfriend, Lieutenant Katana, who spent some time on Sagar before a misadventure with the Overlord forced her to leave. Katana did not appear in any other episode, although the story ended with her asking a superior for permission to organize an armed rescue mission.
Wow.
So that's interesting too. Like he has like an ex-girlfriend who gets all militant. It like gets all of her buddies to come and break Blackstar out of this like weird relationship that he has with a shapeshifter and several pink elderly men.
It's is it an allegory?
What do you got against pink people, by the way?
Yeah, what's wrong with pink people?
Nothing.
Yeah, why do you gotta keep on calling them, pink?
Nothing.
Some of my best me's are pink.
If we were to make a live action Blackstar,
oh my god,
who would we cast?
Oof.
So let's say we got like 4 main characters, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We got the main villain, who's
Jeremy Irons,
the Overlord. Jeremy Irons, nice.
Ooh.
I like that. I also would have gone with Willem Dafoe, but I like Jeremy Irons.
We need somebody with lots of cheek texture.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We could put him in like a muscle suit.
Lots of greebling on him.
Yeah. So then we have John Blackstar, Clone, and Mara. I probably want to like maybe cast 1 or 2 of the Trobbits.
Oh man.
But
oh jeez. Danny DeVito.
Let's say Mara. Who do we want Mara to be? Capable of telekinesis, telepathy, levitation, force fields.
But they say she's a sorceress.
She's an enchantress.
Oh.
Purple-skinned enchantress.
What about Anya Taylor-Joy from Queen's Gambit? Because she's like all eyes and has, a very unique shaped head and, and is very talented and has a very wide range of acting ability. Yeah. So
always enjoy seeing her, but we will need to squash her head into a football shape.
Yeah. Luckily, she's already got the huge eyes, but yeah, we'll have to squash the head. I think it's a helmet that is shaped like hair.
Like it's like a helmet that's padded out on the sides, basically.
Yeah.
Like it's like really, it's protecting her ears really well, but not the top of her head.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like female body armor.
Yeah. Okay.
It's the same, it's written by the same men. Not us.
Okay. So we got Clone and Blackstar.
Yeah.
Who's Blackstar?
Yeah, who would Blackstar be? Like a Chris Hemsworth type? I mean, he's very muscular. But
Well, let's lean into the Native American angle, and
he's also got that crazy grin, too.
let's
Cast Daniel Day-Lewis from Last of the Mohicans.
no Tom Cruise from The Last Samurai.
You're gonna take the statuesque John Blackstar and put in a very short man, very buff man, very muscular man. I'll give you, but a very short man to play him.
Yeah, how about the guy from Wind Talkers and not Nicolas Cage?
We don't know anything about movies. I can't think of any other human being.
Well, I can't think of any Native American actors. You said Wind Talkers, right? The Nicolas Cage movie?
Yeah.
Russell Means.
Russell Means.
Yeah, there we go.
Adam Beach is who you're talking about.
Okay.
Adam Beach.
Adam Beach.
Let's do him.
Is the actor that you're looking for. But I don't think he's ever like really that muscular.
Well, they could bulk up. I mean, what was a movie that I got surprised by someone who had like decided to bulk up?
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
The first one.
Yeah. Or I mean, even Chris Pratt, like he was in Parks and Rec, right? He was a pretty scrawny dude on that. So
well, he was overweight.
He was chunky. He was fat. Yeah, he was like 6'4" and like built like me. So.
And then he went all
beautifully,
got all Marvel-fied,
like an Adonis.
Yeah, like all beautiful.
Adonis.
Built like an Adonis, like a vision. Okay, I like that.
See here.
And for Clone, Willem Dafoe.
I can see Willem Dafoe. The problem with Clone is like he keeps changing form, so he's going to be anything from minute to minute.
Oh, Andy Serkis.
So Andy Serkis, yeah, that works too.
That doesn't make a lick of sense.
Andy Serkis is clearly going to be Polo.
Oh yeah. That's totally Andy Serkis.
He's going to play the Trobbit.
He would play a Trobbit, that filthy man.
Oh.
I don't know any of the other names of the Trobbits. Let's just say all the rest of them are Danny DeVito.
Yeah, they're all Danny DeVito. Yeah,
they're just different Danny DeVitos.
Danny DeVito's all the way down.
The other Trobbits are Balcar, Riff, Terra, Burble, Carpo, and Gossamira.
One of them is female?
No, it's Gossamir, not Gossamira. Gossamir.
Gossamir.
And I will quiz you. Which one was Gossamir?
The one that could fly.
The one with the giant ears.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He could fly with those ears. Yeah. Yep, that's the one.
I figured.
Yep. Then you had Polo, who is a mute whistler. So apparently Polo couldn't talk. That's the reason why he wasn't talking. It wasn't because he was sick. It's because he's mute.
Oh, that makes more sense. Where at the end, where they like, we think he's feeling better.
And he's just smiling. Yeah. Then we have Carpo, who's the carpenter who gnaws wood like a beaver.
Oh, jeez. Is that why they explained his teeth?
Uh-huh. Burble, the babbler who swims very well and freezes during winter.
He's like a duckbill platypus?
I guess so. Terra, the gardener who talks to plants.
Okay.
Riff, the Trobbit's grumpy with a flame-capped cook. So I guess he cooks with the flame on his hat.
He's
Balcar,
the chef.
Balcar is the king of the Trobbits and the mentor of John Blackstar. He controls elemental magic and is also a great alchemist. So you have like an OP Trobit, and then a bunch of these
Yeah.
like little like half-ass characters that follow him around.
I wonder.
Nice.
I wonder which one the GM uses as their insert.
Oh. Well, the funny thing is, half of the Trobits are being voiced by Frank Welker, apparently.
That makes
That
sense.
would make sense. Yeah, they are subhuman animals.
No respect.
No offense, Mr. Welker. I'm a huge fan of your work. All right, gentlemen, what is our next segment?
An insurmountable pile of wonderful awfulness.
All right. Do you have a redemption for us, Matt?
I sure do
Ooh.
not. Actually, you know what I do?
Yeah, just buff reboot. Just do what we all do.
There is a
Buff
show
reboot.
that I know nothing about called Invasion America on row 263.
I vaguely remember this.
Do you?
Yes.
Don't
I'd like
expect that link to work.
No, it doesn't. I tried it, which is great. I'd like to move that from the wait lists to the main list, please.
Okay.
All right. 1998 American animated science fiction series. It aired in prime time.
Prime time.
So are we ready for reverse retcon?
I'm ready for it all.
We want cartoons 26 hours a day.
Tell me what is Index 1794?
Damn, 1794. Oh, that's spot on.
Boop, 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 beep.
Pro Stars.
What?
1991 Pro Stars.
Don't know anything about it.
What's with the stars?
Let me refresh just to make sure.
This will not work out well.
Oh boy.
Oh boy is right. Pro Stars
Michael
cartoon.
Jordan, Wayne Gretzky, and Bo Jackson.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Voices of Dorian Harwood, Dave Finnell. That's not his name. Yeah, because they're not voicing themselves in this. So
Maybe.
it does say starring Michael Jordan, Bo Jackson, and Wayne Gretzky.
I'll bet they appear in some of the
I
episodes.
question that. I think they'd have live action appearances. I bet you. But then I'm sure it's probably voiced by somebody else.
It was originally
I like
intended
this.
to air on ESPN.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. Wait, ESPN was a thing in 1991?
You excited to do a sports show, Matt?
I love sports.
Oh, it's Machu.
You know, as much as I hate sports, I love garbage, and this looks like hot garbage.
Oh, this is going to be like hella garbage. Because I'm pretty sure they're going to try to combine every sport into a single thing for them to do.
Yeah, and it says that every episode mentions the Bo Knows Nike ad campaign.
No.
Oh, nice.
Beautiful.
So what's the episode we're going to be watching there, David?
Number 10.
Episode 10. Roll to Victory. The Pro Stars must help a wheelchair-bound boy to save a local basketball charity from shutting down. But a gang called Pontiac Hoods and their leader, Doug, keep sabotaging their efforts. The Pro Star take on the gang in a basketball match.
Wow.
Yeah. That's going to be amazing.
Lee terrible.
Oh, good luck, Matt.
Oh, no, is this for me?
It's for you, yeah.
God damn it.
Oh, you love it.
Oh,
Oh, you love
You
it.
love it.
no.
You're gonna bathe in the filth.
I'm gonna rub
All
product,
right.
I'm gonna rub product placement all over me.
Love it.
So, in a future episode of Amazingly Terrible, we'll be watching Pro Stars Episode 10, Roll to Victory. But next time on Amazingly Terrible, we'll be watching Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, the 1989 feature-length film that started Alex Winter's career.
It's our attempt to be relevant.
Actually, when was Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure? Was it 1989? I kind of pulled that out of my ass.
You did.
Was it?
I don't know. It sounded right.
bogus.
No, it's 89.
Sweet. Excellent.
Yeah.
We get to see Napoleon hanging out at the Waterloo, eating the Ziggy Piggy. Ziggy Piggy, Ziggy Piggy. For Amazingly Terrible, I've been David.
I have been Matt.
I have been Mike S. Preston Esquire.
See intro for outro.
All right. And here's where the music plays.
Okay, and
Amazingly Terrible is produced by David and Adam. Music by Josh Woodward. Send your email to monotonouslyterrific@amazinglyterrible.com.
guys, what are we gonna do about tonight's episode? I don't want to talk about it. I just want to talk about talking about it. What are we gonna do about this episode?
Yeah, what can be done? Let's talk about the issues. What if children see this?
Think of the children.
Think of the children. What if another human lays their eyes upon it?
I mean, what world do we live in where these black stars run free in the universe?
Oh, you had
Okay.
to take it to a star thing, didn't you?
God. Mike. Next thing you know, you're going to be talking about red dwarfs and shit.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, when the internet first was invented and I had to do I had a report on black holes, and that internet search did not go well. Like, we all went to whitehouse.com one time, and then a couple more times, accidentally.
Yeah, accidentally. For research.
For research.